The Spirit That Stays by Black Old Bengals. Mercury, a sleek blue Bengal with a coat like slate and smoke, sat in the middle of the living room floor. She batted half-heartedly at a torn piece of red wrapping paper. The lights were off, the stockings were empty, and the exciting crinkle of opening gifts had faded into silence. She let out a long, mournful meow that echoed through the house. Starlight, the wise matriarch, padded softly into the room. Her bright green eyes sparkled intelligently as she looked down at the little blue kitten. She found Mercury resting her chin on an empty gift box, looking very blue indeed. "Why the long whiskers, Mercury?" Starlight asked, nudging her gently. "It's over," Mercury whimpered. "The magic is gone. The boxes are empty, and now it's just a normal day. I don't want the feeling to end." Starlight smiled. "Oh, little one, do you think the magic lives in the paper and the bows? Come with me." She let out a special chirping trill, the call of the family. Immediately, the house came alive with the thundering paws of Dragon, Strawberry, Infinity, Zelda, Izzy, and Marshmallow. They came tumbling into the room. They landed in a soft, purring pile on the rug. Starlight settled down in the center of them, her tail curled around her paws like a golden ribbon. She looked at each of their hopeful faces. "My loves," Starlight purred, her voice a low, comforting rumble. "Before we start our day, I have one last Christmas present for you. It is not a toy or a treat. It is a story." The kitten's ears perked up simultaneously. Tails gave little excited twitches. "A story? Now? Does that mean—" Dragon began, his eyes wide. "Does that mean Christmas isn't really over yet?" "Maybe the magic is still here," whispered Izzy. Starlight's green eyes twinkled. "Perhaps," she said softly. "Let us find out together." From behind her, she used a clever paw to slide out a large, worn book with a cover the color of cranberries. She opened it carefully with her nose, the pages rustling with the promise of adventure. The kittens leaned in closer, their breath held, ready to be transported. "This," Starlight announced, looking down at the open page, "is a very special tale about a cat very much like us, who had to learn a very important lesson. Up high above Purrville, on a shelf out of reach, lived a sour old kitty, a real grumpy leech. The Grouch-Paw they called him. His heart was quite small. He didn't like Christmas. He liked nothing at all. He hated the playing. He hated the noise. He hated the Bengals all playing with toys. "They'll wake up," he snarled, with a twitch of his tail. "They'll chase every feather. They'll pounce and they'll wail." But the thing that he hated the most, oh, the thing, was the moment the Bengals decided to sing. "They'll chirp and they'll chatter," he cried with a frown. "They'll trill and they'll warble all over the town. I must stop this Christmas. I must stop it now. I'll stop all the happy. I make you this vow." So he slithered down low like a snake on the rug. He stole every blanket. He stole every mug. He swiped the roast salmon. He took the catnip. He packed it all up for a terrible trip. He cleared out the cupboards. He cleared out the floor. He shoved the poor Christmas tree right out the door. "Ha ha," laughed the Grouch-Paw. "Their joy is all gone. They'll wake up and cry at the break of the dawn." The sun peaked above the horizon of snow. The Bengals woke up, and their spirits were low. They walked in the room, and they stopped in their tracks, with shivers of shock running down their small backs. "It's gone," cried a kitten. "The sparkle, the stuff. Has Christmas been taken? Is this all a bluff?" They looked for their treats, but the bowls were all bare. They looked for the tree, but the tree wasn't there. For a minute the kittens just stared at the wall. They felt very sad. They felt nothing at all. But then came a feeling, a warmth in the chest. They looked at their brothers. They looked at the rest. They saw that the family was still standing near, with love in their hearts that was stronger than fear. They didn't need boxes. They didn't need stuff. Just being together was more than enough. And so they began not to cry, but to trill, a musical sound, giving everyone thrills. They opened their mouths, and they started to chirp. A beautiful sound, not a meow or a burp. They sang to the ceiling, they sang to the sun, a chorus of trilling for family fun. Up high on his shelf, the Grouch-Paw looked down. He expected a sob, or a sigh, or a frown. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, this sound sounded glad. It was the happiest song that a cat ever had. And the Grouch-Paw then thought, as his heart grew in size, that Christmas is not just a wrapped-up surprise. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. Starlight gently closed the book with a soft thud. The room was quiet again, but it felt different now, warmer. "You see, Mercury," Starlight said softly, "the Bengals knew the secret. As the wise ones say, the best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. That is why Christmas is a necessity. There has to be at least one day of the year to remind us that we're here for something else besides ourselves." Mercury looked at her brothers and sisters. She realized the boxes were empty, but her heart felt full. "So," Starlight whispered, "we don't have to be sad it's over. We just have to carry that love in our hearts. That is the best gift you can give. Not a toy, but your joy." Mercury pounced on Dragon, letting out a happy chirp. "I'm going to give you joy right now by catching your tail." Dragon let out a playful growl, and soon the whole room was a blur of brown, silver, snow, and blue fur as the family played in the winter sun. And now, my dear listener, I'm talking to you, for the lesson of Starlight is your lesson too. You don't need fur or whiskers to understand this, that the season is more than the things you might miss. When the ribbons are gone and the boxes are flat, don't be sad like a kitten who's just lost her best hat. Don't think that the magic is just puff, went away. You can keep it inside you on any old day. Out there in the big world, you'll meet a few souls, some Grouch-Paws with scowls, and some hearts full of holes. They might grumble and grouse that the season has passed, saying Christmas and kindness were not built to last. But don't let their grumpiness dim out your glow. Be just like those Bengals, all lined in a row. When you're faced with a frown, or a snarl, or a shout, just open your heart and let your light shine out. Give a smile, give a hug, share a kind word or deed. That light from within you is the very best seed. And if you shine brightly, without ever stopping, you might just see some of those Grouch-Paws start hopping. Their small hearts might wiggle and struggle and grow because of the wonderful love that you show. So carry that spirit the whole year through. The best gift to the world is the light inside you.